my Joyful Soul community. This is Letty. Welcome back. Welcome back to Joyful Soul. Thank you so much for joining in with us today. And thank you for clicking that bell. For those of you that have subscribed, I am so grateful for you. And I am so blessed to have you in this community. And I just want to express my gratitude and also invite those who have not clicked on the bell. If you're looking at this video and you do like what you're seeing, you've been back a few times, please click the bell. Click the bell because what it does is it just gets more and more people in front of this video, and it gets into the hearts and the minds of anyone who's looking to feel better, do better, live better. That's really what the goal is here. That's all I'm trying to accomplish with these videos and this chat and all the visiting I do with you guys. So please click on the bell and hit that all button so you know when I'm coming in. So today we're going to talk about the Ascension. So what is the Ascension? I've heard many people have asked me in my classes and just in general talking with people like, Letty, what is the Ascension? The Ascension is a spiritual evolution. We're going from a 3D dimension that we're living in right now to a 5D dimension, which is the age of Aquarius. And that is love, tons and tons of love. Listen to the song because it kind of spells it out for you, right? It's a very loving dimension. It's a dimension where there is no war, there is no violence, there's much more community focused. There's going to be a lot more acceptance of each other. There's going to be a lot more synchronicity moments. There's going to be a lot more partnerships, a lot more collaboration. And just, being more in tune with Gaia, with Mother Earth, and really, really in tune with animals and life around you, plant life, ocean life, all of it, guys. We're going to be more connected in a deeper, more profound way. So that is what 5D is. So what is 3D? Well, 3D is very dense. We've been living in 3D. We didn't even know we were in 3D. We just kind of, especially, we're all born in it. So it is what we know. We don't know anything different. But we've all felt this little shift, right? We've all felt something kind of changing. We're changing. We're not doing the same things we were doing 10 years ago. We're not into the same, habits that we were. Maybe we're not drinking as much. Maybe we're not partying as much. Maybe we just like to be a little bit more quiet in our mind. We're walking more. We're spending more time out in nature. Maybe our friends have changed, right? The people we hang out with. Lots of things. But 3D basically is lots of competition, very materialistic, lots of competition, hustle, 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 sacrifice, a lot of sacrificing, working those 2 jobs just to pay the mortgage, doing everything you can to live in this best neighborhood or the fanciest apartment, building. 3D is really just kind of very ego. It's very egocentric. And we've all been there. We're all in it. We're still there. So the ascension happens every 26,000 years. And the ascension is something that takes place when the planet decides that she wants to elevate herself, which she is doing. So the planet is a sentient being. The planet has an energy force. We all know this, right? We all know this. When you walk around barefoot on the ground, you feel better. When you go out to the ocean and you sit there, you just feel the energy coming from, to you. When you spend time out in nature, you have clean air, you unplug from the phone, you're just completely in a different zone, right? So that is where we're headed, guys. We've all been doing these little things. We've all had these changes, these little, nuance, tiny little things, little nuances are different in our life. We have evolved in many ways. Many of us don't even realize that we have been going through this ascension. And we have been really, really kind of looking at things differently. We're taking stock of our life, of our health, of how we are presenting in the world, how we're showing up in the world. So 3D is competitive. 3D is all materialistic. 3D is very very harsh in that way, paying attention to the physical body, do I look good? Do I feel good? I got to have this, got to have that. And so we're moving away from that. We're going through 4D and then we're going to end up in 5D. So because the planet has done a pivotal shift within our galaxy, It is now going through what we call a photon belt. Well, this photon belt, guys, this started in 2012. Okay, the whole Mayan calendar scare, everybody was freaking out because they thought the world was going to end. The world that we knew and that we had become so accustomed to was going to end. Things were going to shift. It didn't mean the world was going to blow up. We're going to be little smithereens, right? That did not happen. We're all still here 10 years later. However, there was a little shift in her on her axis. The planet did shift. And it's going through a part of the galaxy right now where there is a lot of light coming in, a lot of energy is coming in to our planet, and we are feeling it. You know, it doesn't take a scientist, guys. You don't have to be a super spiritual woo woo person at all to know that some days are really strong. The energy is really strong. People are acting crazy on the road. People are just being a little weird today, or it's everything's great. And we feel so loved and we feel so positive and we feel so good and we can't quite put our finger on it, but it's just a good day. You know, we just don't even think about it. Um, but if you take a minute and you just take the time to pay attention, you will notice things. And 10 years ago, I was not where I'm at today. 10 years ago, I was very, very attached to the ego. 10 years ago, it was all about how much I made every year. It was all about what I could buy, what kind of car I drove, what kind of house I lived in. Was it new? Was it brand new construction? Or did it, did I have it? Was I going to have it remodeled? I mean, whatever, right? Um, that is not my life anymore at all. And within those 10 years, during my ascension process, I have gone through a lot of life changes. A lot of big things happened, big, big, big. And but that's what happens, right? When you go through childbirth, there are things that you experience during childbirth that you will never remember, really, thank God. But at the end of the day, you benefit because there's this beautiful new baby. Well, that's kind of where we're headed, right? That's kind of what we're going through right now. So the energy right now on the planet on any given day is going to be very intense. It's going to be strong energy. And we live in a world of duality. So you're going to have hot and cold. You're going to have short and tall. You're going to have, good and bad. You're going to have a lot of different energies coming together. And that has to happen. That's the world we live in. That's the law of the universe. There is duality. So the ascension is really going to help all of us get to a different level in our spirituality on this journey. We are souls and we are spiritual beings having a human experience. I've said this before. So we are going to ascend, whether we want to or not, we're ascending. So, what does that mean for the physical body? Well, when you go through this ascension process, you're basically being upgraded. Okay. You're you are completely changing from the inside out. So we know that every 7 years, our bodies are brand new, right? We know this. We know that everything is new. You don't have the same follicles in your hair. I mean, the same hair. You don't have the same nails. You don't have the same cells. Everything is new. So guys, we basically get a brand new body every 7 years, if you really think about it. Well, that's kind of what this ascension is about. Okay, this ascension, we are being completely revamped from the inside. And that's what being outside in the sun and having that powerful light that's coming into our galaxy and into our planet, that is what it's doing. It is helping to upgrade your energetic physical body system. So depending on where you are, okay, this ascension can be relatively okay, or it can be very, very difficult. What are some of the ascension symptoms? Well, ascension, and you can look this up on YouTube, guys. You can look it up on Google. It's all right there. But ascension symptoms, the majority of them are having to do with just your body going through this physical change. And we don't understand it. We don't know what's going on. We're kind of in a pressure cooker of energy. And so with that comes headaches, maybe a feeling of dizziness, maybe where you're just kind of foggy, you're not really clear. You can't remember something, like it's not like right there. That's happened to me quite a bit. You're also really tired. You're feeling lethargic, you're feeling really tired. Your body needs rest. That's important, super important. So give yourself the rest. You also might be feeling a little more, how can I say, like you want more fresh and living foods, you want more fruits, you want more vegetables, you want to drink more water. You're also feeling maybe some increased levels of anxiety, depression, kind of freeze mode. You know, they have that fight, flight, and they added freeze to it, right? You just, there's so much to do, you just don't want to do anything. So you just freeze and you just vibe out, right? You just like totally on your phone, you're scrolling, you're not really doing anything. Um, there's also feelings of wanting to contribute, wanting to do something for your community, wanting to reach out and you know, coach a soccer team or, you know, do something like what I'm doing, right? It's just this desire, this really strong desire to help humanity. I've seen a lot more people have much more compassion and a lot more understanding for the homeless, right, in the community I live in. There are also lots of community gardens popping up left and right. People are starting to share, you know, fruits and vegetables in exchange for somebody who knows how to do some carpentry, or, hey, could you help me with my car? Can you fix me an oil change? You know, whatever. Or can you check the tires of my car and I'll bring you a pie? You know, there's just a lot more community mindedness. There's a lot more willingness now than ever before to work together. And that's part of this ascension, right? So when you're feeling low, when you're feeling a little overwhelmed, it's not you. Don't take it, don't, you're not doing anything wrong. It's nothing that you are not doing or that you are not being. It's just that there's a lot of energies coming at you. I've been talking to a lot of different friends and people that I work with in my counseling side, my counseling business, and just spiritual, you know, guidance. And I'm telling them, you know, have patience with your children, have patience with each other, but have patience with yourself. Really, truly, this is that moment where self-care is really important. And it's okay to have boundaries. That's part of this ascension. You know, we're starting to look at things differently. We're looking at ourselves differently. We're looking at how we are in the world differently. You know, if you were a yes person, like I was, you know, always never said no, ever, ever, ever. And there was no boundary, you know, and then I'd end up doing stuff and I was just exhausted. I was really tired. And I didn't want to be there. I was kind of just, you know, not quite 100%. Um, and I just didn't have the boundaries. Well, now I have boundaries. You can have boundaries and still be a loving, beautiful, generous person. You just take time for yourself. So part of this ascension process is helping you to see your own value, helping you to love yourself more, helping you to pay attention to what works and what doesn't. What are the words you're using to describe your life? What are the words you're using to describe your health? What are the words you're using to describe yourself, right? Because you're gonna, that's who you will become. So ascension really is the evolution of spirit. It's the evolution of who you truly are from the inside. And then everything outside externally is going to also shift and change. So ascension, not a bad thing. Ascension is absolutely a miracle. We all are here in this together. If you have someone in your family that is feeling a little bit low, or maybe they don't like to go outside in nature, maybe they don't want to be around plants and they don't want to hug a tree and they don't really feel like they can do much right now, be patient, be loving, be kind, and just know that it will pass. I've had some people ask me, you know, hey, I've been having a lot of headaches and I'm feeling really dizzy. You know, what should I do? And I think the one thing I do, because I get headaches quite often, is I just drink more water. I drink more water. I sit outside for 20 minutes. And it doesn't have to, you guys don't have to be, it's not a big deal. You can just sit outside your front porch or sit outside, you know, stand next to your car, you know, and do what you would normally do, you know, but just get outdoors, be outside. It doesn't have to be a big deal. You don't have to take a special trip to a special place to do a special thing. Just get outside. The other thing that I would recommend is if you are feeling overwhelmed with too much time on your devices, put them away. One thing that I have come to understand, and this is something that was hard for me to do, I didn't realize, guys, how glued I was to this phone. Okay, that's what got me little angel wings in the back. This was with me everywhere, everywhere. Now I need it for work. I do need it for work. And I do have, you know, several spiritual groups that I work with and lots of people that I'm in communication with. But after 8 o'clock, there's no, I'm done. Okay. There's nobody in business that's going to try to reach me. I don't have clients looking for me after 8 o'clock, 7:30, 8 o'clock. So what I've been doing is I turn my phone, I turn off the Wi-Fi, I turn my phone off, and I leave it in either the kitchen or the living room. I do not take it into the bedroom. You know, this is electrical. This is you plug it in, it's charging all night or whatever. But there's power coming from this. But we are also energetic beings, right? We are physical energetic beings. So you're kind of canceling each other out. You know, this is sucking your life force. So if you have a TV in your room, I know this is a big one for many people, but don't take it out. Take it out so you will sleep better. You won't get up as many times throughout the night. You will be able to hear whatever inner voice you have that's trying to tell you, hey, you know what? Let's do more for yourself. You know, that's where God talks to you. It's in the night. It's in that stillness, in that moment where you're just quiet. You quiet your mind and there's nobody looking for you. You can just be with yourself, be with your thoughts and breathe. And so I recommend that. I do recommend that. That has helped tremendously for me is to put this outside of my room at night. And if I'm going to go to the beach or if I'm going to go for a walk in nature, I do not take my phone. Yeah. That's that kind of it doesn't make sense, right? If you're trying to unplug and you're trying to get back into nature, but you take your cell phone with you, you're checking Facebook. What's the point? That doesn't make any sense. So, but we're conditioned. We're conditioned to have our phone all the time, have our phone with us every minute of the day, just in case, just in case. Yeah, but it's not necessary, guys. There are times when you can do all that during the day. 20 minutes taking a walk is not going to kill anybody, right? They can leave a message. So these are little tips. These are little things to help you with your ascension. I am here if you ever need any guidance or you ever need somebody to talk to and just kind of run some ideas, with, call me. Just send me a message on these videos. You can comment and say, hey, I'd really like to reach out to you. And my email address is located here in my channel. You can always send an email, and I would be more than happy and very grateful for the opportunity to be of service. So, with that, guys, have a great ascension. It's not all bad, it's actually beautiful. And where we're headed in our 5D world that we are creating um, is just going to be phenomenal. And I'm so excited. I really am very, very excited to have a world where there is harmony and peace and love and togetherness, and where we all feel that in any given moment, we, you, me, him, her, them, they, doesn't matter, all beings count, that we are all, you know what I'm going to say, loved. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a beautiful experience wherever you are, and just stay in this moment and just know that this ascension, it's a good thing.